this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder the Capital One bank guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also talk about how most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. Coldwater Creek's authenticity is embodied in every piece, embracing its confident spirit that carries through to today. Discover Coldwater Creek clothing, designed to fit your life the way you want. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you? Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Howdy. Welcome to the podcast. Chuck Bryant, Josh Clark here. This is Josh. That's Chuck.
Hi.
Hi, Chuck. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Josh, but something stinks.
That's not me, Chuck. That's actually Michael Wax. You play poker?
Occasionally, but not really.
Are you familiar with Michael Wax?
No.
He is a professional poker player. He's a big guy, 440 pounds.
Okay.
And he was recently ejected from the Borgata Casino in Atlantic City for an unpleasant smell, basically.
Wow.
He, like I said, he's a big guy. He'd been playing 17 hours straight. So apparently he was on a roll.
Yeah.
But I guess he'd also failed to shower in between. I
Right.
don't know. I guess they didn't comp a room for him or anything for, a half hour or anything like that. But yeah, Mr. Wax was ejected. No word on his winnings or anything like that. But
Well, I hope it was enough to buy some soap and deodorant at least.
I imagine so. And if you were close enough to Mr. Wax, you'd probably think, well, this is, it's body odor. It smells like any body odor I've ever smelled.
Right.
But were you to really get up under there and you had a really good scent, like maybe you're a professional sniffer for a perfume company or whatever,
Right.
you would notice that he has a very distinct, what is called an odor type.
Right.
And all of us apparently have a unique odor type. Do you know much about odor types?
Well, I know that we do all have one, and it's genetically based. And
It can be also environmental, too.
Right, like what you eat.
Yeah, so basically, there was one study in 2006 that found that vegetarians emit a more pleasant body odor than meat eaters.
Right. They smell like broccoli, and we smell like steak.
That's gross. I would rather smell like steak any day of the week.
Right, me too.
There's another study in '95 that found that a pregnant woman's body odor was actually a combination of the mother's and the fetus's body odor smell.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
And based on my own personal observations, as unscientific as it may be, I've concluded, Chuck, that your body odor is based on your love of hot rod racing and those delicious morning smoothies you make.
Yeah. Well, Josh, based on my findings,
yes,
I found that you smell like a mix of circus peanuts and old footballs.
In desperation. Yeah,
so it's a strange combination.
Yeah,
but it works.
The thing is we do have our own specific odor types. We don't know precisely what makes what, and I don't think any has really been cataloged yet. Look for that in the future when somebody ends up with a lot of excessive funding.
Right.
But we do have a couple of theories of why we smell. There is this anthropologist named Louis Leakey, and he postulated that we actually smell, evolutionarily speaking, to ward off predators.
Right.
Which is something we had to deal with before. You don't so much anymore, unless you're like a lion tamer.
Sure.
Or a hillbilly.
Right.
That kind of thing. So now it's just kind of offensive to a degree.
Right.
Right? So what do you do?
Well, I would use deodorant. Or,
you could.
Or I would use antiperspirant.
Aren't they the same thing?
Well,
why would you even go so far as to say both? I mean, it's the same thing, right?
Right. Well, they're not the same thing. And I think anyone that pays attention in the supermarket or the pharmacy knows there's antiperspirant and there's deodorant.
That is true. I just thought they were different spellings.
No.
Well, what's the difference?
Well, one keeps you from sweating and actually stops you from sweating, and one is just a perfume to mask odor.
Oh, okay. Well, that was very succinct.
That's the easy answer.
Do you know that your body odor doesn't actually emanate from your glands, from your sweat? Do you know where your smell actually comes from?
It has something to do with bacteria. I know that.
It does. So you've got two kinds of sweat glands. One is the eccrine gland,
right,
and it just excretes salt and water, and there's no smell to that. The other is the apocrine gland, and this one actually is in charge of carrying fat and protein secretions from your cells. I didn't even know my cells secreted fats and proteins. It's gross.
Yeah.
But it carries it through these glands, or these ducts to the glands, and then out onto your skin,
right,
where there's plenty of native flora, which is another name for bacteria.
Right.
And your smell is actually the bacteria chowing down on these fats and proteins.
That is so gnarly. I can't even hardly get through this podcast. But yeah.
And of course, you've got both of these types of glands, sweat glands,
right,
under your arm,
exactly,
in the axillary area.
The armpit, as everyone knows, is generally where the stink comes from.
Right, which is why we very infrequently put deodorant, or as Chuck calls it, antiperspirant, on the back of your neck.
Right.
That'd just be weird. Although it would have a similar effect, I imagine. It's just nobody's, neck smells all that bad.
Right.
So do you know much of the history of deodorants and antiperspirants?
Well, I know that it kind of started in the 1950s in the United States, at least.
Well, it became a social taboo to smell in the 50s.
Right.
You watch Mad Men?
Well, I was just going to bring that up.
Let's hear it, because I don't watch it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite news shows. I'm kind of late to it, but I've been watching it on the on-demand feature.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an episode that dealt with antiperspirant spray,
mm-hmm.
and this is in 1960s when the show is set. And how they sold it to you, I think they said, you're not afraid to get close, or don't be afraid to get close,
right,
which recalls Get a Little Closer,
right,
from, I think, Arid Extra Dry was the deodorant that used that.
Get a little closer.
So it's interesting that what they're implying is, with a lot of advertising, is sex. Get a little closer, don't be afraid to get close to your husband. And I just think, the show in general is really neat, that in the 1950s and 60s, when the advertising boom really started, is where, a lot of the things that we have today and social taboos, like, they were told to us by these ad men in New York in the 1950s and 60s, and people bought into it.
Yeah.
And all these years later, you don't want to stink because you want to get a little closer.
Exactly. And conversely, if you do stink, you should be afraid to get closer, right?
Right.
So it's really paid off. In 2006, just antiperspirants and deodorants accounted for $2.5 billion in sales.
Yeah.
Think about it. They're $4 tops for anything you find at the grocery store, right?
Hey, everybody, get this. LinkedIn has grown to a network of over 1 billion professionals and 130 million decision makers. And that's where it stands apart from other ad buys.
Yeah, for sure. You can target your buyers by job title, industry, company, role, seniority, skills, even company revenue, so you can stop wasting budget on the wrong audience.
Yep, that's why LinkedIn Ads generates the highest B2B ROAS of all online ad networks. Seriously, all of them.
And get this, if you spend $250 on your first campaign on LinkedIn ads, you get a free $250 credit for the next one. Just go to linkedin.com/SYSK. That's linkedin.com/SYSK. Terms and conditions apply.
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. Coldwater Creek's authenticity is embodied in every piece, embracing its confident spirit that carries through to today. Discover Coldwater Creek clothing, designed to fit your life the way you want. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
It turns out I've developed a theory about deodorant and antiperspirant sales.
I can't wait to hear this.
So there are three big things on the horizon that I think are going to cause the deodorant and antiperspirant market to fluctuate.
Uh-huh.
You want to hear?
I'd love to.
Okay, so the first is baby boomers.
Okay.
It turns out that in your 50s, right, in the 50s to the 60s range, deodorant use kind of falls off. You don't need it quite as much, right?
You don't need it, or you're not bothered by your smell?
Either way, people in their 50s start to use less deodorant than they did when they were younger.
Interesting.
That actually affects the market, and we've got a bunch of baby boomers who are hitting 50, 60, 70 now.
Just walking around stinking.
Pretty much. Have you smelled your parents lately?
I try to keep my nose away from there.
Precisely, right? So with all of this huge aging population going on right now, I predict that the deodorant and antiperspirant market will decline because of that.
Right.
But, you ready?
Yeah.
I also predict that that market will be helped by global warming. Because summer sales are just the biggest, bulkiest season for deodorants and antiperspirants.
Right.
With climate change, we're going to have longer, hotter summers, right?
Right.
And hence the deodorant and antiperspirant market will soldier on. They'll be able to bounce back from that discrepancy.
Right.
And the third thing I think will bump it up even further. Bovine growth hormones. It's all over the place. It's in milk. It's in beef. It's, I believe, in chickens. And it's causing early onset puberty in children.
Yeah, and I know that your glands that make you stink, for lack of a better word, they don't come around until you're like 11, 10, 11, 12.
Until about the time you hit puberty.
Right.
If puberty starts at age 8 all of a sudden now, thanks to drinking regular milk,
right.
Then you're going to need deodorant soon. So that will expand the market, the younger market for deodorant and antiperspirant companies. These are just some theories, some ramblings I come up with. They come to me in my sleep, that kind of thing. But
I wake up thinking about deodorant all the time,
yeah,
too.
so do I. It's more market stuff that I think of, but in this case it was applied to deodorant. So, Chuck, maybe we should get a little more specific, like, how does deodorant work versus how does this antiperspirant you keep talking about work?
Well, I know deodorants don't keep you from sweating, so all they can do is you apply it to your axilla.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Your armpit.
Yeah, your armpit.
Sure.
And that just masks the smell. It's a perfume.
To an extent.
Fill me in.
So basically, most deodorants today include an ingredient that actually kills the bacteria.
Triclosan?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've got that native flora on your underarms, on the skin, and that your cells are still carrying the fats and proteins, or the fats and proteins from your cells are still being carried to your skin. There's no bacteria there to eat them, hence no smell.
Right.
Right. And they also include perfumes too.
Right.
But what about antiperspirants?
Well, the antiperspirant actually plugs the glands with things like aluminum and zirconium, which is kind of scary if you think about it. And that keeps the sweat from ever being produced, in theory.
In theory,
right.
Yes. So antiperspirants don't let you sweat at all.
Well, if they're effective.
So I was doing a little extra research for this article, and there's this 1990 New York Times article by a guy named Anthony Ramirez that I came across. It's awesome. And he was talking a little bit about the history of antiperspirants. The first patented one ever was called Everdry. And it came onto the market in 1903. You had to apply it using a swab to the armpit, and it was so acidic that it actually ate through clothing. People were putting this on their underarms.
Wow.
So it's progressed quite a bit so far.
Yeah, and I know that there's a lot of controversy over the use of aluminum in products.
It could pose some health benefits. And actually, deodorants and antiperspirants are considered over-the-counter drugs and are regulated by the FDA.
Right, that's crazy.
Possibly in part because of the health hazards, potential health hazards, like what?
Well, potentially could be linked to cancer. I think most people have heard that aluminum deodorants can be linked to cancer.
Mm-hmm. By causing DNA mutation.
Right.
Right. And then there's another one that's a little weirder, right?
Oh, the kidney disease?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I think 2002, 2005, something like that, all of a sudden this warning label pops up on deodorants, and it says, ask your doctor about kidney disease or something like that.
Right.
And it just came out of nowhere, and there was never any really good explanation for it. But it turns out that aluminum can also cause kidney poisoning, right?
Right. Or if you have impaired kidney functioning, it can send you over the edge.
Yeah. So, it's possible all sorts of bad things could happen to you, which is why, from my understanding, 11% of the population of the American population, I should say, doesn't use deodorant or uses an off-brand, which leads me to wonder, what is an off-brand deodorant and why would you use it? Like, do you have like a friend down the street who whips it up for you? No. Why not just go get it at the store?
Well, I think maybe what they mean by off-brand, I might be wrong, is maybe some of these all-natural deodorants.
No, those are included. They have made such headway into this market that the niche market, like Tom's of Maine, you mean?
Right.
Has actually expanded. They're huge players.
So what they mean literally are these hippies that make up their own.
I guess so. Although
deodorant.
hippies aren't necessarily known to use deodorant, let alone go to the trouble to make their own. But, that's a question for another day.
Yeah.
The question for today, which I advise you to go check out on HowStuffWorks.com, is what's the difference between deodorant and antiperspirant? And stick around to find out which article's homepage art really cracks Chuck and me up after this.
Hey, everybody, get this. LinkedIn has grown to a network of over 1 billion professionals and 130 million decision makers. And that's where it stands apart from other ad buys.
Yeah, for sure. You can target your buyers by job title, industry, company, role, seniority, skills, even company revenue, so you can stop wasting budget on the wrong audience.
Yep, that's why LinkedIn Ads generates the highest B2B ROAS of all online ad networks. Seriously, all of them.
And get this, if you spend $250 on your first campaign on LinkedIn ads, you get a free $250 credit for the next one. Just go to linkedin.com/SYSK. That's linkedin.com/SYSK. Terms and conditions apply.
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. Coldwater Creek's authenticity is embodied in every piece, embracing its confident spirit that carries through to today. Discover Coldwater Creek clothing, designed to fit your life the way you want. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
Thanks for hanging around, Chuck. You want to tell them?
I will. It's actually an article called How Atavism Works, or atavism.
Either way.
And that's when humans can grow little tails or little nubbins on their body. Mm-hmm. And for those of you who don't know, we have a homepage art that the writers themselves are in charge of finding, pictures to represent what the article's about. And some articles are a little harder than others, and I guess atavism is hard because writer Katie Clambert, her homepage art is a little baby kind of prancing around,
just from like the waist down,
from the waist down, with a cat's tail photoshopped onto it.
Yes,
and it really just cracks me up every time I see it. And Katie did a great job with it.
She definitely did. Way to go, Katie. You can check out this homepage art when you look up How Atavism Works on HowStuffWorks.com.
Let us know what you think. Send an email to podcast@HowStuffWorks.com. Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you?
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
If you're an HVAC technician and a call comes in, Grainger knows that you need a partner that helps you find the right product, fast and hassle-free. And you know that when the first problem of the day is a clanking blower motor, there's no need to break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product details, you're confident you'll soon have everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.